Check, check. Check, check, 1 2 1 2. What's going on? Let's get back to the photo real quick. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. It's your boy Blue Games, and we here, baby. We here. Hope you're having a great day. What's going on, beautiful people in the chat? What's going on my pilots, on my future pilots? I hope you guys are doing great. Today's quote is, don't work 8 hours for a company, then go home and not work on your own job. And how, you know, this sucks and that sucks, and how they're really unhappy with life because they have this terrible job or whatever. I'm like, well, go home and do something about it. Like, for me personally, at my old job that I used to not like, I would go to work and I was able to get through the day because my job wasn't completely my focus. You get what I'm saying? So there's a difference between a job, a career, or a passion. While I was there, I took advantage of what I did while I was there. I appreciated what I had while I was there because it wasn't a horrible job. But other people around there were just kind of complaining. I'm like, well, I mean, what do you do when you get home? I mean, are you just going home watching TV, playing video games? Or are you going home trying to better yourself so you can be more valuable to the next job? Just go to school. Don't just go to work and slave through the day and be depressed through the day. Don't go through complaining through the day. You're not doing anything to make your future better. So let's get started today. It is Caribbean Tour, day number 3. It is Wednesday, and I'm excited because it's going to be good. I chose, let's make sure this is working all right. Hopefully it doesn't, I'm hoping I don't have that issue I had yesterday where it kicked me out of the live server as soon as I started to stream, and it looks like it did. I still see everyone, but my live server dot is red. So I'm not sure what's going on. Bill Gates, Alexis, MD Cheyenne, ACPT43 Squawk, IFMG, welcome back, my friend. Hannah by Nevias, J Blake Vlogs, Fui, Lillian, MD Cheyenne, Camp the Wool Baba. You were here first, man. You were one of the VIPs for this flight, and the same for Noah Seaton. You were also number 2. I saw you the second person in the chat. So, guys, definitely send a message as soon as you get in here so I can see who got in here first, because those will be my VIPs for the flight. And Freezy, what's going on, man? Infinite Flight Streams, welcome back. So good to see you, my friend. So good to see you. All right. I'm a little worried. Should I restart my Infinite Flight again? Who has copied my flight plan? Because if I leave, I need to copy somebody else's flight plan. Yeah, so as I look on the map, I don't see anyone there. So we're going to have to restart Infinite Flight again. I don't know why it's been doing this lately. It's just kind of inconvenient, but let's go ahead and do what we got to do. Swipe up on that, swipe up on that. Hopefully somebody copied my flight plan so I can copy this, because the flight plan in the YouTube description didn't. You guys who copied my flight plan can go ahead and I can copy yours. So I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you had a good Halloween last night. I did. Today we're going to be flying flight number 5. This is actually our halfway point in our tour. We're gonna have a total of about 10 flights throughout the week for this tour. So this is our halfway point. We're flying out of Puerto Rico. We landed here yesterday, spent the night, and somebody spawned on top of me. Who the heck is that? Who the heck is it? Get the heck off me. Dynasty 208, Amanda Lima, please spawn somewhere else. Start taking off. I'm using runway 10 today. Because we have a lot of aircraft, and as you all know, Princess Juliana is really small of an airport, and we're not all going to be able to fit. Let's see, is this flight plan working out? Yeah, is this the one I had? Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it. Actually, this looks a little different than the flight plan that I had, so I'm going to copy somebody else's. Looks like it's missing a few waypoints. Let's try someone else. Let's try this person. Aero Mexico. No flight plan. No flight plan. Okay, all you people have no flight plans.
Luis Munoz Unicum.
What the heck? Why don't you people have flight plans? What's wrong with you?
Taxiing to runway 10.
How do you expect to get anywhere in life if you have no goals? None of you people have flight plans. You crazy. All right, let's try this person. Go ahead and, like I said, start taking off on runway 10, not runway 28. That is not the active. You can also use runway 08 too. We don't have to only take off runway 10, so probably best to take off runway 10 and 08. So I'm just gonna make sure this flight plan, it's similar. The reason I'm tripping is because I had a waypoint out here that's not showing up. So I'm just gonna add this waypoint.
Luis Munoz Unicum, Kilo Lima Mike 81, taxiing to runway 08.
I want that waypoint. Oops, move back. All right. All right, let's take a look. So we're gonna be flying down to Tango Golf Papa Yankee. Yeah, it's missing a few waypoints. Like, for example, I actually fly through this VOR right here. And there's a reason that I did that. Because of the approach. So, and that's good enough. Let's take a look at our route into Princess Juliana. Will be our first stop today. This will be my first time flying into this airport in infinite flight, so I'm pretty excited about that. I chose to fly a 747 because it's a little bit more challenging than the 747, so I want to give myself a little challenge. And we're literally like right on top of each other. So no smoking signs, seatbelt signs, navigation lights, beacon lights, and Amanda Lima is still on me. Get off of me. Infinite flight streams, no, I will not be on Discord chat. It's just I tried talking through Discord chat, like on the voice chat during my streams, but it just gets too noisy for me. Too many people trying to talk at the same time, and so I just couldn't do it. So I'm gonna try to work in a way to make that work in the future. Like I told you guys yesterday, I'm working on some things to be able to add more interactive Discord chat during the stream and stuff like that. But and also I want to be able to figure out how to keep voices on the stream through Discord. So I'll be working on that. But right now I'm not talking on Discord chat. So I usually only talk on Discord chat before or after the stream. So let's go ahead and push back. We got our flight plan created. There's no ATC here at San Luis. And let's go ahead and push back and get the heck out of this person who spawned on top of us. And we are on training server. And guys, oh my god. Okay, so guys, this is annoying already. One at a time, as usual. One at a time, please. And right now, there's a person right on top of us, and that's why you see what you see. But don't all push back at the same time. We're all in freaking 747s. There's not enough room for all of us. Just so you know, in case you didn't know, there's not enough room. So we need to seriously be spaced out. So I want spacing all the way from gate to gate. We're gonna be making a full stop in Princess Juliana because there's no way I'm gonna be doing a touch and go there. So yay, training server. Taking off out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, TJSJ, headed to TNCM, Princess Juliana flight plan for today. You can copy my flight plan. Amanda Lima, please get off of me. This is my punishment, guys. This is my punishment. This is my punishment for falling asleep in the cockpit. Alright, let's get the engine started. We got 4 of them. Starting engine 4. I believe everything else should be fine. Usually you would look like right here for the N1, the rise and stuff like that. N1's rising to 5%, 6%, 7%. Infinite flight streams, I can't fly on an expert server. I've told you guys this a few streams ago. I had an issue over the weekend that took away my expert license. So now I am now I have to fly on training server for the whole week.
Luis Munoz Unicum. 25 Echo X.
Yeah, I'm thinking if I do a voice chat on Discord, it has to be only a select people. I can't just let anyone get in there because they can go in there and kind of like do stuff that shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, because I don't want people to. I mean, you see how it is in training server. Like I don't want it to be like that on Discord. People talking and yelling, and you know, microphones too loud and stuff like that. So I have to be very careful with how I allow people to be on voice for the stream. It also has to be people I trust, you know. So I'm just, you know, I'm working on all that stuff. I would definitely like to, you know, be able to talk back and forth to people on voice chat during Discord, but it's just not gonna work right now. But again, probably starting tomorrow. I'm hoping I might be doing some test streams tonight, or maybe tomorrow. I may do some test streams to figure some things out. I got some stuff coming in the mail to figure some stuff. All right, I was only gonna go to 18,000 max. We'll start out with 12.
Luis Munoz,
Alright, still starting up engines.
561 Alpha Lima.
Still starting up
Taxiing
engines.
to runway 10. Luis Munoz Unicum, Blue 117. Taxiing to runway 10.
Man, Captain Wombaba, that sucks. Yeah, man, it's so many ways. I'm learning that there's so many ways to lose your, you know, your grade 4, your grade 3. It's so easy, and with me, and I still hate talking about it because it just annoys me the fact that it even happened. But it was a couple, like 3 nights ago, I was flying into Miami, and it was like late at night, and I was awake during the whole flight, and I got tired during my descent. And you know, I set my altitude to descend down to like 8,000 or 4,000 or something like that, and I fell asleep on descent. I woke up an hour later, like 200 miles later. Let's go ahead and start taxiing to the runway. And I woke up with 9 violations, and so it put me all the way, not only to grade 2, it put me in grade 1. And so I will not have my grade 3. Actually, I'll be grade 4 again. I won't have my grade 4 license back until next Sunday. So my punishment is to fly training server for the whole week, and it's very sad. Alright guys, let's get going. Taxi to runway 10. Go ahead and get on that. Now it's taxi to runway 10. And if any of you guys are on the other side of the airport, feel free to take off runway 08. Alright, so guys, again, let's make some separation for, like, seriously, because remember, you know, if a lot of you guys have flown to Princess Juliana before, and you know that when you land, you're gonna have the back taxi at the end of the runway. So we need to make sure we have separation so that we're not landing and then like having you know, oh my god, who the heck is this? Who the heck is this?
Echo Romeo 1331 Heavy is taking off runway 28.
Okay, this is not okay.
Oh
god.
Taxiing to runway 08.
Well, I mean, he's already inside of me. There's nothing I can do about it. Now we got somebody pushing back. It's just impossible to. It's just impossible for realism on a training server. Impossible. Impossible. And it's really annoying to be, personally. It is. All this taxiing through each other, and like, it's really annoying. Trust me, when I get my grade back, I probably won't be flying training server at all. So you guys who are do not have your grade 3 license yet to fly expert server, you have 5 days. You have 5 days to get to grade 3. Because trust me, when I get there, I'm not coming back. I am not coming back. All right, wow, look at the map. Whoa. Who are these people? Where'd you guys come from? Oh my gosh, we have to count. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wait, I lost count. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I lost count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crap, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Wow, this is the most people we've had. 24. 24 aircraft is the most aircraft we've had this is the longest wow. This is the most aircraft we've had in this tour so far. 23. That's crazy. Wow. Well, this is gonna be interesting. That's good for you, Freezy. You're only 100 landings from grade 4. You'll get there pretty soon. It took me a while to get to grade 4. And that was just last week that I got to grade 4, and now I already lost that. So we're, well, today's start of the stream, we'll be starting out in line again. Sorry, my nose is running. We'll be starting in line again, in traffic. We're like Wow, I don't know, like 10th in line or something crazy like that. But yeah, so for people who have maybe are new to infinite flight, or people who are have been who don't have infinite flight, or people who are just like grade 1, kind of like a beginner. If you want a lot of traffic, like if you just want to fly around a lot of aircraft and sit in traffic, training server is probably the way to go. Now, if you want to go for realism, you probably want to fly expert server. Now, the best times to fly expert server to get a lot of traffic and to get realism with ATC is whenever there's an event going on. So like Turbulent Tuesdays or Friday night flights, stuff like that on the expert server are the best flights. And personally, to me, that's some of my favorite flights too. Flying on expert server doing events is some of the best flights, because there's a lot of traffic. Like you'll see traffic like this, except nobody taxiing through each other, because when people taxi through each other on expert server, you get like ghosted. You get ATC will report you like nothing, and so there's a lot more penalties for doing things like this. But well, he is right on the butt. He's on that throwback KL. I think that's what that is. Now I don't know if I can get a screenshot. So if anybody's like in front of the line, you can get a screenshot of this massive traffic jam at San Juan, Puerto Rico. Please get a screenshot, take a picture for me, because I want to see that. Alright, so good luck everybody who's already taken off. We'll be landing at runway 10, that's be runway 10 in Princess Juliana. I didn't add fuel. Let's go ahead and add fuel. See if it's the same as it was before. Yeah, that's good, 4 hours. You do not have to fly the 747 if you don't want. I should have said this earlier. You're already in it. But you can fly whatever aircraft you would like. I'm just flying this because one, it's fast, because we do have two legs today, and also because I want a little challenge. I want to challenge myself flying into Princess Juliana. So that's the whole reason I'm flying a 747, because it's a little bit more challenging to land a 747 at Princess Juliana than it is to fly anything else. Welcome Sunweb and Matthew Adesoji. Moderators, if you could help those guys, I see they have some questions. I'm not going to be able to answer any questions right now. We're getting ready to depart.
Departing east.
My graphic settings are on high. I'm using an iPhone 7 Plus. Infinite Flight Global Airbus A330 pilot. That's a very specific call sign. Alright, well, I guess we should check our controls and stuff. That's something we can do while we wait. So we'll check our yoke. Full left, full right, full forward, full back. Alright, that's good.
Luis Munoz Unicum. United 717 is taking off runway 10, remaining in the pattern.
We have beacon lights, nav lights on. We may be able to do a fuel dump. I'm not sure. I know we won't. I don't have enough fuel on board to do a fuel dump. It won't allow me to do a fuel dump, so I'm not gonna worry about that. Pretty cool. We got Blue 114 ahead of us. I can dig it. I believe Blue Fit 115 is in here also, and then I'm Blue 116. So who's Blue 13? And who's Blue 12? Who's Blue 11? Where's the other guys at?
Luis Munoz Tower.
Also, while we wait, few rules for the chat. Please keep the chat clean. No cursing. No, be respectful to everyone in the chat. Be respectful to me. Be respectful to the moderators. No links, no self-promotion. But that's basically it. Other than that, Everything else is good. Oh yeah, also no excessive caps, so be respectful of the caps. Don't use like a ton of caps just to get my attention. Because that would not work. And then the usual flying rules, you know, be respectful on the ground, don't taxi through each other, don't skip each other in line, which we've already seen a few people do that. Man, I do. Ooh, let's get a screenshot real quick. Free camera. See if I can get one from over here. Come on, turn. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it, buddy. We'll do it from right here, from runway 10. Oh, yes. Oh, actually, we need to turn a little bit. I want to get on me. Let's turn these names off.
946. Runway 10.
And
cleared for takeoff. Cleared for
shot.
takeoff. Runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 946.
Nice. All right, I'll turn the names back on. We're almost time for us to go, so make sure your seatbelts are on.
Tango. Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Departing straight out. November 117 Romeo Tango. Runway 10.
Wait, do we?
Immediate takeoff.
Do we have ATC?
Runway 10. November
Oh, there's ATC. I didn't even know the tower was online. All right, I'm gonna go to this first one, right here.
Luis Munoz Tower.
We're not like heavy or anything today, so we should be fine taking off from the first. Well, and it's not a big difference anyways. Alright, go ahead and request takeoff. Runway 10, departing to the east.
Luis Munoz Tower, Blue 116, ready for takeoff at runway 10, departing east.
We got Alexis on the runway. Alexis, be careful sitting on the runway, cause you may get a violation for sitting there. Looks like you've been sitting there for a while. Even a jet.
Blue 116.
All right, cleared for immediate takeoff.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared
let's go ahead and turn the brakes off, start rolling. As we're rolling, turn on the strobes and landing lights on. Full level rudder. I didn't mean to hit the fuel dump button. All right, guys, I won't be looking at chat until we get up in the air. We'll fly to 12,000. We'll stick there, and we'll see what our situation is. And who is? Okay, he's
runway 10. November 302 Sierra Foxtrot. Kilo Lima Mike 462, number 2, runway 10, cleared to.
Alright, we're gonna roll.
Luis Munoz Tower, Malaysian 27 Heavy, ready for takeoff at runway 10, departing east.
Alright.
Luis Munoz Tower, Bravo Yankee Alpha 29, ready for takeoff at runway 08, departing east. Luis Munoz Tower, Airbus 1, ready for takeoff at runway 10.
Oh, it froze for a second. I don't know why. Oh, that's Blue 117. Nice.
V1 rotate.
Wow, there's a lot of guys. Wow, there's a lot more people in line than I thought. All right, let's see if we can rotate. And there we are. Positive climb, gear up. Speed, altitude, heading, zoom out.
Remaining in the pattern.
There we go. We'll do the flyby camera for this departure and say goodbye to Puerto Rico.
Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Remaining in the pattern. Bravo Yankee Alpha 29. Runway 10.
Nice.
Cleared for immediate takeoff. Unable pattern work. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10. Bravo Yankee Alpha 29. Luis Munoz Tower.
Got Malaysian 27 behind us also.
Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Departing straight out. November 24 Golf Juliet. Runway 10.
I remember actually when I was in Puerto Rico, we were on this beach right here, right in front of me. We were just chilling on this beach, and there's aircraft literally all day just flying over it because they're departing from the airport.
Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Departing east.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and hit nav mode. We'll put the flaps up to 5.
Delta Echo Foxtrot Lima Oscar, runway 10.
Put the nose up a little bit.
Takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10. Delta Echo
Got Alexis in F-22. I guess that's gonna be our escort today.
2727 is on final runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 2095. Runway 10. Cleared for immediate
I remember
takeoff.
flying this exact same
Traffic.
flight in X-Plane 11,
2727
except I didn't have this HD scenery,
Roger.
so this is a whole lot
Cleared
better.
for takeoff. Runway 10.
Let's see if we can get a scenic view on the way out.
2095. Luis Munoz Tower. Kilo Lima Mike 999. Ready for takeoff.
Passing 7,000 now. We'll go ahead and
Luis Munoz Tower.
tune out
Kilo Lima
San Juan, so
Mike
to listen to that.
Heavy. Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Departing straight out. Delta 2727. Requesting change to runway
Infinite Flight Global
08.
Airbus, you're going to fly with us to wherever we're going, and then you're flying to Amsterdam. So you're going to be flying from Grenada to Amsterdam. That's a long flight. It's an extremely long flight. We're going to both Hannibal. But we're flying both to TNCM and to TGPY. Thank you, Thomas D, for the check-in. Man, look at that. Alright, past 10,000, flaps down. Nice. It's a good looking plane right here. I don't fly a 747 very often. I don't fly quad engine planes that often either. 15-hour flight, you're crazy. Alright, let's go to the normal view. Man, I gotta say, I kind of miss Puerto Rico. I want to go back and visit again. But just looking at the beaches, it reminds me of the good times I had out there. I put these landing lights away. Alright, let's take a look at the map. And we got a massive train of aircraft flying to Princess Juliana. I don't know who ATC is out there. But we're going to need approach. Tower is not going to be enough. Enrique is tower right now at Princess Juliana. Yeah, that's not gonna be enough. We're gonna need approach. Hopefully we do better than how it went yesterday, where you know, we overshot. Oh man, look at that view. We overshot our approach by like 20,000 feet. So I'm gonna pay more attention, be a little bit more careful with that this time. That's the view I wanted. What's going on, Electro Union Starly? What's going on, man? How welcome. Cool, Infinite Flight Global. Welcome aboard. Thank you guys for joining us today. We just took off out of San Juan, Puerto Rico, and since now that we're above 10,000, we can speed up. It's about 300 knots or so. And we're gonna be there pretty soon. So I don't really see a reason to climb all the way up. Probably go to like let's go to 18,000. Flight level 180, we'll try that. But we're gonna have to descend pretty soon too. So it's gonna be like basically fly up and then back down. Alright, land lights are off. The flaps are up. Gear locked in place. And we're good. Next stop, Princess Juliana. There's so many aircraft, it's probably hard to find me. Starly says, I was playing GTA 5 and I forgot to play with you. It's all good. I was actually playing GTA 5 last night for the first time in a long time. I wasn't streaming it, obviously, or you guys would have saw it. But, I don't know, I had like... It's just like, you know, Infinite Flight is not a game you can kind of just... I mean, it is. But for the most part, I usually can't just pick up Infinite Flight and then do like, you know, 10 minutes and then stop. I wanted to play something where I could just pick it up and then let it go, and that's what GTA is. You can log in, get into GTA, and then just, you know, get out whenever you like. Man, we have a lot of planes out here. When we took off, there was 24, but I think a few more people joined before we left. And I'm not sure. We probably would have got there a lot sooner if we had split the runways to take off at runway 8 and 10 instead of just 10. But it's all good. All right, say bye to Puerto Rico. This little island off our right, I believe, is called Vieques. I think that's right. Yeah, Vieques. It's like a little island off the right of the east coast. Is it east? East. Yeah, off the east coast of Puerto Rico. It also has there's some. If you looked on like Google or somewhere for pictures of it, one of the most popular pictures is the glowing beaches. It's really cool. Actually, I didn't get to visit there when we were there. You have to take a ferry from the island of Puerto Rico to Vieques to get there. I think you can also take like a little plane too, but a ferry is definitely cheaper. But yeah, I didn't make it out there. But next time I go, two places that I really want to visit in Puerto Rico next time I visit Puerto Rico is that island over there on the right is Vieques, and then also I want to visit the west side of Puerto Rico because I heard the waves and the beaches are very nice over there. So I also want to go exploring the mountains a little bit too, a little more. Last time we did, but we only did it for like one day. Alright, let's go ahead and speed up because we have 2 legs of today's flight and I don't want the stream to go on for too long. So I'm going to basically max out on my speed, go as fast as I can to get us there fast. We also have a lot of aircraft behind us and in front of us. There's a bigger gap, I think, ahead of us than there is behind us. So I want to have some separation flying into Princess Juliana. Hope everybody's doing good today. Again, I hope you all had a good Halloween. I had a pretty good one. Again, like I told you guys yesterday, last night or yesterday was me and my wife's dating anniversary. So we didn't really go to like any Halloween parties or anything like that, but we just kind of had like a little date night. It was real nice. We went to, first we went out to eat, had some Mexican food. And then we went to watch it wasn't a scary movie, it was more of a comedy Halloween movie. It was fun. And by the way, she is from Puerto Rico, so that was kind of funny that yesterday we flew to Puerto Rico and she's from Puerto Rico. So you get some part Puerto Rican. When you get to, okay, so this is oh god, okay, the plane's turning. I'm like, why are you turning so hard? When we get to TNCM, we have to decide because we all know that the runway is pretty short. Not short, but there's not really there is a taxiway, but you have to back taxi to get to it. I'm not gonna be doing a touch and go. I would rather you guys taxi back to runway 10 and we'll just take off again, because I don't think a touch and go is gonna be possible here. So it's gonna, I already know, guys, just expect it to get pretty messy when we get there, unless approach can separate us enough that we'll be able to land and have time to also back taxi, which is it's pretty tough for a controller to kind of plan that out. It's really tough, especially with 747 being so massive. Yeah, so, and guys, if you have to do a go around, just do a go around. You know, remember yesterday with me, I had to do 2 go arounds to get a good landing. So you may have to do a go around. Yeah, so no touch and goes. We'll basically touch, we'll do a full stop, we'll land, and we'll taxi back to the runway. It's back to runway 10. And then just don't take me, be careful. I mean, we have tower online, so that's good. Tower, just be mindful of landing aircraft. Don't allow aircraft. Remember, with separation, when it comes from taking off and landing, they need to be like, for example, the aircraft that's taking off should be in the air before the landing aircraft comes across the fence. Okay. But we'll see. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm only climbing to 12,000 feet because there's no reason for me to go any higher. I mean, it's already almost time for us to descend into Princess Juliana. We're almost there. We're about to pass Blue 115. Fast too. Alright, let's go ahead and start thinking about descending because I don't want to ruin that again. Flying into Princess Juliana, we'll be taking the VOR approach for runway 10, which should put us around 1,600. It's a very low approach, as you all know. It's very low and kind of nerve-wracking. So let's see, out here, when we get to this waypoint, we probably want to be at 2,000 feet or so. 2,000 feet when we get there, so that'll put us about 4,000 feet when we get there, which will put us at, how far is that? It's only 30 miles. Let's just try to get down to 4,000, and we'll do like 8,000 when we get to the next waypoint. So let's go ahead and start descending down to 8,000 feet, and we'll slow our aircraft down so that we don't speed when we get down there, because I'm like really paranoid about that now. Alright, 8,000 feet. Put the spoilers out, get it slowed down. We'll go ahead and start descending. We don't have a lot of time. We have 4 minutes to get there. So when you get to 8,000 feet, that's 10,000 feet in 4 minutes. So I'm basically gonna descend pretty quickly. This is seriously an island hop we just did. Starly, there shouldn't be any mountain flying into runway 10. I mean, if you were flying 28, there is a mountain, but not runway 10. I'm not sure what you mean. There's a mountain. What's going on, Infinite Flight Pilot? Welcome back, man. Good to see you. Cool, Jin Plays. You flew from Amsterdam all the way to Princess Juliana in real life in a 747 KLM. Nice. That's another reason I picked the KLM livery of the 747, because I just know KLM flies into Princess Juliana. So that's another reason that I picked it. Yeah, okay, yes. So Starly, you're correct. On runway 28, there's a mountain on that side, but we don't have to worry about that because we're landing on the other side. So guys, again, when you land, do not wait for me. Okay, so the rest of you guys, so for example, you guys up in front, Captain Wombaba, don't wait for me. Go ahead and land, and looks like tower just went off. Land, taxi back to runway 10, and then as soon as you can, take off again, but just don't take off when other aircraft are landing. So like, for example, once my group of aircraft right here, which is like 10 of us, once it's time for us to land, yeah, it's gonna be a while until anybody takes off. So, and I'm gonna do my best to maintain separation myself too. Like, I am not gonna land on top of each other. I refuse. So if I see people on the runway in my way, I'm gonna go around. That's just what I'm gonna do personally. All right, so we're at 240 knots, which is good, and we're passing 13,000. We still have wow, 4 more minutes to get to where we want to be, so we can actually descend a little bit slower. It's like 1,000 feet per minute. That should get us there right in time. Don't need the spoilers really anymore. I will slow down about 230 knots. Basically, it's time for us to already be on our approach. Once we get to the next waypoint, we're just going to be on a long final into Princess Juliana. Oh, this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting. Hopefully none of us crash in the water. I assume Black Bear is joking, but if not, say bye. We got Blue 1 behind us in F-16. It's a pretty nice day, though. We have a 21 knots headwind. And see what the winds are in Princess Juliana. Last time I actually, you know what? I take that back. I lied. I have flown here before. Okay, wait. I flew here before Global. That's what it was. I flew here with a friend of mine before Global, and there was no visibility. I think we were flying in 737s, though. It wasn't like a 747. So the winds are 08 at 6 knots. We have some overcast at 12,000. Few at 28. Nice 10, 14. So it's not bad. The winds are not bad at all. They're at 08. The runway is, yeah, so we won't have much of a crosswind, so we won't have to worry about that. The biggest thing we have to worry about is the fact that there's just a lot of traffic around us. A ton of traffic. Well, lucky you. What I'm probably going to do myself to probably separate myself from everyone else is I'm probably going to, oh, let's check our speed. Check our speed. Okay, we're good. We're about to pass 10,000 feet. Well, yeah, we just have a lot of traffic around us. A lot of traffic. We should do another count before everybody lands. We have 4 aircraft on final. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I think these people are with us. 30? Yeah, he's flying there. 30, 31. And okay, he's going somewhere else. Okay, so we have 31 freaking aircraft. Wow, this is like an actual event or something. All right, Juliana approach, nice. That's exactly what we want to hear from. We'll check in. 31 aircraft, guys. I think that might be a record. I can't remember if this beats my 1K sub record that we did in that long flight to Dubai.
Blue 116.
But wow, that's crazy. Well, thank you guys for joining us. We have about 44 people watching, and more than half of you guys are actually flying with us, which is pretty cool. So glad you guys are here. Let's go ahead and request approach into. I can't. It won't let me. Weird. Request. Vectors. No. Okay, so because our final destination is Grenada, whenever I select request approach, it's trying to send me to the wrong airport. So we're probably gonna have to wait for him to contact us about it.
GPS approach runway 10 at Princess Juliana. Speedbird 794 is 37 nautical miles southeast.
So that's something they probably should fix, because I mean I have a flight plan that continues on. It doesn't only stop where we're headed. So they probably need to change how that's set up. Alright, so where are we at on the map? Alright, now we need to be at, what did I say, 4,000 feet. So let's keep descending down to 4,000. So the 747 is extremely twitchy, so you kind of have to get rid of the vertical speed and then go down to your next altitude you want to be at, like that. That works, whatever. And then we'll go down. We have 5 minutes to get there. We'll slow it down. We'll go a little bit slower because there's a lot of aircraft ahead of us.
Attention all aircraft. Frequency is busy. Transmit important messages.
Let's just go 220.
Bravo Yankee
225, that works.
Roger. Bravo Lima Uniform 1. Expect vectors for the GPS.
Yeah, that's true too, Infinite Flight Streams. I am far from the airport, but if you notice, I mean, we're nowhere near Grenada, and it shows request approach to Grenada. So Yeah. So I assume if my flight plan did not continue on, it would probably allow me to request approach into Princess Juliana instead of Grenada. So, yeah.
Juliana approach. November 145 Charlie Papa. With you. Juliana
this KEYW-MYNN is a beautiful aircraft though.
With you.
I think we should be good today. We shouldn't have any issues with being way too high like we were last time.
Charlie Papa. Roger.
Let's go. I'm gonna take a look at live flight map and see how that looks. That's probably freaking nuts too. I should have took a screenshot. I hope somebody took a screenshot when we were all like of the map to see how many aircraft were flying in.
November 145 Charlie Papa.
I'm gonna take a screenshot right here.
Lima Mike 462. Request frequency change. Elevation 27 heavy is 37 nautical miles west of Princess Juliana.
Let's see who is approach. We have Irish Pilot is approach for us today, so thank you, Irish Pilot. Do we still have tower at Princess Juliana? We'll see already. Let's see how it looks. We had a few aircraft already landing and parking at the gate. When I land, I'm not going to be parking at the gate. I'm just going to be taxiing back to runway 10. I already loaded up enough fuel for both of these flights today, so I don't need to refuel or anything. So we'll be going from the runway to the taxiway back to the runway. But we may have some more people spawning also. That may be what that is. So we have Chris Weaver, 2 Sexies landing right now. Looks like he's a little off to the right of the runway though. I'm very curious, guys. Be honest with me and let me know if you actually die, because I want to know. I want to know. Ooh, if you look at the live flight map, there is just a freaking huge bundle of aircraft between Puerto Rico and San Clemente. What the heck am I saying? I'm about to say San Clemente, but I meant Princess Juliana. I'm gonna take a screenshot of my computer screen so I can show you guys that later on. Alright, how we doing? So we got 3 minutes still to our next waypoint where we need to be at 4,000 feet. We'll be there early, so that's good. I'll turn my land lights on because we are below 10,000 feet. Kind of forgot to do that already. So far so good. Winds are very calm. Not having too much turbulence, so we should have a pretty good approach into Princess Juliana. The weather's been very good this week out here in the Caribbean.
You're in an active airspace. Please contact
and no, Tower, I am not in your airspace, so don't ask. Remember, Tower, you don't need to tell people to contact you until they are on final and approach has handed them off to you. And I can already tell that approach is not doing a great job, no offense, but approach, you need to be spreading out these aircraft.
Speedbird 794 is 30 nautical miles west of Princess
Grumpy Cat,
Juliana,
yes, Android is on. I'm sorry, Infinite Flight Global is on Android already. It's been out for a couple weeks now.
Roger. World Express 96. Kilo Lima Mike 708 is 33 nautical miles west of Princess Juliana at 9.
Reason I'm not doing the touch and go is because I don't believe that I can personally do a touch and go in a 747 at Princess Juliana.
Speedbird 794. Avoid sending duplicate messages. Bravo Yankee Alpha 29.
So it's just Princess Juliana is a pretty small airport, or it's not the longest runway, so we're not gonna have a ton of room for air to do a touch and go. Yesterday we did a touch and go, but we were in an A320, so that was easy. I mean, maybe I'll do a touch and go. I could try. I could definitely try. I've never done a touch and go in a 747.
116 is 29 nautical miles west of Princess Juliana.
Maybe I should try.
Maybe I should try. Runway 10 at Princess Juliana. Blue 116. Expect vectors for the GPS approach runway 10 at Princess Juliana. Roger. Blue 116.
I don't know. I don't know.
Request frequency change. Kilo Lima Mike 708. Contact Princess Juliana Unicum on 122.8.
I mean, yeah, of course touch and goes happen at Princess Juliana in real life all the time, but does a 747 do a touch and go in real life at Princess Juliana? I don't think so. I highly doubt that they do touch and goes in 747. Matter of fact, you never do touch and goes in an airliner, period. Doesn't matter how long the runway is. Only time you would do a touch and go is if you are too fast and you have to go around. It's not called touch and go when it's a go around. Royal Dutch guy ahead of us in his F-14. 35 seconds into our next waypoint. That's going to actually, this next waypoint is going to put us on our final for TNCM. Let's take a look at the airport. It is a mess. Wow, look how busy it is. We have 3 aircraft on the runway. It looks like one didn't make it. 28.
116. You're in an active airspace.
So I'm going to go ahead and contact Tower now because
Tower
approach is not talking.
8.7.
We'll call inbound, landing on, actually we're going to say touch and go. I would like to ask for the option. So if I'm able to do a touch and go, I'll do a touch and go, but if I'm not, I'll do a full stop.
Princess Juliana Tower, Blue 116.
Alright, now we need to descend down to, that's Princess Juliana right there. We need to go down to, what did I say, 2,000?
November 915.
Crap, where's my chart? Where's my chart? 1,600.
Juliana Tower, Speedbird 794 is 19 nautical miles to the west at 3,000.
Clear land number 2,
runway
10.
Princess Juliana
Let's slow down to about 210 knots. Another thing that's a challenge for me with this aircraft is that I don't fly it that often, so I'm not completely sure what the landing speeds are and things like that. I haven't landed this aircraft. I don't think I've flown this since Global has been out. Alright, let's go ahead and start adding some flaps. Do flaps 10. We are 17 miles out from the airport.
Number 2, clear to land. Runway 10, Blue 116. Bravo Yankee Alpha.
We'll calibrate our screen because this might get twitchy. Oh, this is gonna be interesting, man. I'm a little nervous.
Bravo Yankee Alpha 29. Princess Juliana Tower, Bravo Lima Uniform 1. Inbound on the ILS. Runway 10.
I knew I'll answer your question after we fly, after we leave Princess Juliana. I need to focus on landing right now.
Kilo Lima Mike 708. Bravo Lima Uniform 1. Number 2.
Alright, well, alright, so we got GPS in for 10. I have visual of the runway. We have an aircraft ahead of us, only going 208 knots, so we need to slow down. We're going to run into him. Let's see if we can get down to 190, 180 or something like that.
Departing east. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 28. November 724 November Delta. November 915.
So we do have a 777 Speedbird 794 ahead of us. He's landing. Oh my god.
Blue 115.
Yeah, we need separation. We need a lot of separation. Because right now, all 10 of us are going to land on runway at the same freaking time. I see a big gap right here behind him. So I think that may be what I'm going to go for.
November 915 Delta November. Request frequency change. November 915 Delta November.
And I'm not okay with that.
Runway 28. Clear to land. Blue 115.
So I'm going to turn around.
Roger.
Turn off nav mode.
Blue 116.
Do a right 360.
Number 5. Clear to land. Runway 28. November 915.
This is what Tower should have told me to do.
Blue 116. Roger. Make right traffic runway 10.
But it's okay.
Princess Juliana
We're on training server.
Kilo Lima Mike 23. Inbound on the ILS.
Uh-oh, apparently F-22 is crashing the runway.
Blue 116.
He has no gear.
Kilo Lima Mike 23. Number 1. Runway 28. Cleared for the auction. After the auction, make left traffic.
Infinite flight streams, I completely understand that, my friend, and I respect it. I respect it. So no hard feelings here, my friend. No hard feelings here. If it were not my stream, I would do the same. Because, I mean, personally, I like to, be a little, I'd like to be as, realistic as possible when I fly on my streams. Now, it's not always possible because of the, who's flying around you. But I try to do my best to be as realistic as I know. Because there's still some, procedures and parts of aviation that I'm not completely clear on yet. And so I do, whenever I'll tell you guys what I know. And from what I know, I try to be as realistic as possible. But again, on training server, you can only be so realistic. And we do have 30-something pilots flying in, so there's a lot of aircraft trying to fly in at the same time.
Taxiing to runway 10. Princess Juliana Unicum.
Which is pretty crazy. And the problem is not having so many aircraft. I love having all you guys out here. The issue is being able to have ATC who knows how to handle 30 aircraft flying in to an airport and separate them.
Inbound for landing. Will make Princess
Like, this kind of
Juliana
situation can get very
Unicorn.
difficult even for the best pilots.
794 is 5
Not
nautical
pilots, I mean for the
miles
best
to the west
controllers,
at
so.
1,900 feet. Inbound for landing. Will make straight in for runway 10.
Now the only difference,
Princess
no, the only way
Juliana
this will be
Unicorn.
different
Kilo
on
Lima Mike 81 is
expert
taking off
server
runway
is
10,
that the
departing
pilots
south.
themselves would be in charge of separating themselves because we probably would not have ATC.
Princess Juliana Unicum. World Express 96
Yeah.
is on final.
But alright, so we're at
Runway
1,600. And we just did like a real quick right 360 just to get ourselves in a small gap right here
Princess
in traffic.
Juliana Unicum. Bravo Uniform Lima Lima 17. Taxiing to runway 10.
So hopefully we have a little bit better of a, we can get a better approach now that we're behind that
Princess
massive group of
Juliana
aircraft who are all landing on top of each
Kilo
other.
Lima Mike 23 is on final.
As you see, if you
Runway
look at the runway
10.
now, there's 5 aircraft on the runway at the same time, and it looks like somebody just did a go around. There's a ton of people on the taxiway, so I'm going to attempt to do a touch and go here. Because I would rather not actually land. I would rather not do a full stop if I don't have to. We're going to do flaps 20. It's just so many aircraft, I don't want to have to wait in line to taxi, so I'm going to try to do a touch and go. Let's go ahead and announce inbound, touch and go, runway 10, straight in.
Princess Juliana Unicum. Blue 116 is 13 nautical miles to the west at 1,600 feet. Inbound for touch and goes. Will make straight in for runway 10. Princess Juliana Unicum. World Express 96. Going around. Princess Juliana Unicum. Speedbird 794. Going around. Princess Juliana Unicum. Kilo Lima Mike 2095 is on final. Runway 10. Princess Juliana Tower. Kilo Lima.
Alright, yeah, so we're a lot better now. As you can see out of our TCAS, we have just a couple jets around us, which shouldn't be an issue. We do have one aircraft off to our left, the Lot 787 Heavy, who is probably going to be an issue. It's probably going to be an issue. He's in a Cessna citation? No, actually that's a 78. I keep missing it. There it is.
Kilo Lima Mike 23. Roger. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 953 flight of 4.
What's going on, Sid Hart? 9 or 5?
10 heavy. Number 1. Runway 10. Clear to land. Kilo Lima Mike 999. Roger. Princess Juliana Tower. Blue 117 is 18 nautical miles.
Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous. We are 7 miles out. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the gear down. I have visual of the runway. Thank you for that subscription, Justin Welch. We're going to try to do a touch and go here. See if we can add some more flaps. I just don't want to stall. I'm worried about stalling. I'm very worried about stalling.
Number 1, runway 10.
Let's calibrate our screen one more time.
Number 1, clear to land. Runway 10, Blue 117.
There we go.
Number 1. Clear to land. Runway 10. Kilo Lima.
Does anybody know the landing speed of a 747? Please leave that in the chat. That would be very helpful at this moment.
Ready for takeoff at runway 10.
Alright, I'm about to take control of the aircraft here. Alright, here it is. Turn off nav. Put the nose way down because that last flap setting. I need to go ahead and add some trim because I have to. This is way too much.
717. Please wait for clearance before taking off. Princess Juliana.
All right, we're a little high at the moment.
717. Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Remaining in the pattern. Princess Juliana Tower. Bravo Lima Uniform 1. Inbound.
I wish. Ooh, this is a really good feature they should add. Now in a lot of aircraft, depending on your speed and flap settings, stuff like that. It'll show a little red, like, you know when you're flying too fast, it shows a, like a little red dot in your speedometer thing, or speedometer, that's for car. You know, on the left on your speed, for your indicated speed, it shows a little red dot to show where overspeed is. Well, they should have one that shows where stall is also. Now we're gonna attempt to go 150. I just don't know how slow I can actually go. Alright, I'm going to try to turn off heading. we go. All right, we're right on the middle.
400.
Oh, it's too slow. It's 140.
Bravo Lima uniform.
All right, here we go, guys.
Please wait for clearance before landing.
I want to aim right for the beginning of the runway because we're going to try to do a touch and go here.
100.
Princess Juliana Tower.
50,
Blue
40,
117 is
30,
9 nautical
20.
miles to the west of 3,000
And
feet. Inbound for
oh,
touch
I
and go.
think we actually
Requesting
missed the runway.
10.
All right, we're down. Flaps to takeoff.
Princess
Full
Juliana
throttle.
Tower.
Here we go.
Foxtrot Golf.
Spoilers
Foxtrot
unarmed.
Tango is 9 nautical miles to the northwest at 3,000 feet. Inbound for
And we are back up. I think. Yeah. Positive climb. Gear up, baby. We did a touch and go. That's what I'm talking about. Lock the altitude. Lock the heading. Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? What are you doing? Turn it off. We gotta get over this mountain.
Princess Juliana Tower. Kilo
We got to
Lima
get
Mike
over this
83.
mountain. Gear up.
Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Departing straight out. Blue 117. Please
All right,
wait
that was
for
not a
clearance
go around,
before
guys. That was a
landing.
touch and go. I think we might have killed the people on the beach. I think we landed on the fence. I'm not completely sure, but I think we landed on the fence.
Kilo Lima Mike 83. Cancel takeoff clearance.
Oh
Position.
my God. Okay, now I know what's going
Kilo
on.
Lima Mike
I forgot.
83.
Oh my gosh. Up, 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 up. Okay, so what happened was I didn't change my altitude up to higher, and it just shot my aircraft down. Dang it, stupid 747. All these technical things, man. Okay, let's try this again.
Mike Tango. Due to heavy traffic, airport
I'll hit
is
nav
not
mode. That'll
accepting
get us back to where we're supposed to be
incoming
going.
airplanes at this time. Princess Juliana Tower. Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo
Flaps to
Lima
5.
Echo Yankee. Inbound on
Speed
the
to 240.
ILS. Runway 10. Princess Juliana Tower.
Whew,
Blue
that was
117 is
nerve-wracking.
5 nautical miles to the west at 1,400 feet. Inbound for
Oh, thank you,
touch and
Andrew,
go.
for telling me now that I'm
Requesting
gone.
runway 10.
I asked like
Princess
10 minutes ago
Juliana
what my
Tower.
landing speed was.
Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Lima Echo
Actually, it
Yankee
was
is 4
okay at
nautical miles
140.
to the west
It
at
felt very stable at landing at
1,300
140.
Inbound for touch and
It's
go.
just that
Requesting runway
I was really
10.
trying really hard to
Princess
land
Juliana Tower.
as close to the
Malaysian
beginning of the runway as
27 heavy.
possible, and we
Ready
just
for
barely
takeoff
missed
at
it.
runway 10. Remaining in the
So
pattern.
we actually
Blue
landed. I don't think we landed on the beach, but we
Number
landed on the
one.
fence,
Runway 10. Clear to land. Number 1. Clear to land.
which I think is right where the
Blue
beach lovers are.
117.
So
Princess Juliana Tower.
yeah.
United
But, we didn't die.
1154 heavy. Ready for takeoff at runway 10.
I kinda
Remaining
want to
in
go
the
back and do it
pattern.
again, but we don't have
Malaysian
time.
27 heavy. Cancel takeoff clearance. Hold
We still have an
position.
hour and
Wilco.
about an
Malaysian
hour of a flight to
27 heavy.
Grenada still. So
United 1154 heavy. Cancel takeoff clearance. Hold position.
but that was
Wilco.
really nerve-wracking,
United
guy. I was really freaking
1154 heavy.
concerned.
Wait for clearance before
But
landing.
hey, I think doing
Princess
that
Juliana
360
Tower.
really helped
Kilo
because if you
Lima
notice, there was no one on the
252
runway
Super.
when we
Ready for
landed,
takeoff at runway
except for a
10.
F6, like a
Remaining
jet
in
or
the
something.
pattern. Kilo Lima Mike 252 Super. Cancel takeoff clearance. Hold position. Princess Juliana Tower. Speedbird 578. Ready for takeoff at runway 10.
You're welcome, Sean and G.
Remaining in the pattern.
You're welcome for the separation.
Wilco.
It just
Kilo
annoys me.
Lima Mike
I hate
252 Super.
landing when there's other
November
aircraft on the
302 Sierra
runway.
Foxtrot.
I really do.
Cancel takeoff clearance. Hold position. Wilco. November
So I had
302
to
Sierra
go
Foxtrot.
around.
Princess Juliana Tower. Foxtrot Golf Foxtrot Mike Tango is 6 nautical miles to the west.
And I didn't
at
want to land on top
2,000
of
feet.
anybody either.
Inbound for
So
touch and go. Princess Juliana Tower. Delta Echo Foxtrot Lima Oscar. Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Departing straight out. Delta Echo Foxtrot Lima Oscar. Runway 10. Cleared for immediate
well, we're gonna have to come
takeoff.
back here and do that again
Princess
sometime
Juliana
because I'm not
Tower.
completely
Kilo
happy with how that
Charlie
landing
Juliet
was. But we do have one more landing in this
2002
flight,
is 3 nautical
and it's
miles
very
to the
similar
west
to
at
the last one we just
900
did.
feet.
Grenada,
Inbound
the
for
airport
touch
is
and go.
basically the exact setup
Runway 10.
as
Cleared for
as
takeoff.
Princess Juliana.
Runway 10. Delta
I've been
Echo
fired
Foxtrot
from
Lima
Philippine
Oscar.
Airlines. I love it.
Number 1. Cleared to
It's
land.
okay. I was trying to
Runway
quit anyways.
10.
I don't even
Kilo
fly for
Charlie
them.
Juliet 2002. United 1154
All right, so we need to hear
heavy.
from
Runway
Princess Juliana.
10.
We're tune out of
Cleared
Princess
for
Juliana
immediate
Tower,
takeoff.
and we'll keep
Unable
going.
pattern
We're passing 7,000
Cleared for
feet.
takeoff. Runway 10. United
This time we're gonna make our way up to about
1154 heavy.
30,000.
Princess Juliana Tower. Kilo Lima Mike 252 Super. Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Remaining in the pattern. Wilco. India Foxtrot Papa India Sierra Alpha Alpha Charlie.
That works, right? Plane now it's gonna fly you back to San Juan to start your flight. So if you crash and you have to restart, When you copy my flight plan, you have to activate the leg that goes from Princess Juliana to the next airport. Yep, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get fired from KLM because I killed a bunch of people on the ground. We didn't kill anybody in the aircraft though. Alright guys, well that was our short stop in Princess Juliana. Touch and go. Speaking of touch and goes, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and touch and go on my YouTube channel. Touch and go on that subscribe button. Alright, we just passed 11,000 feet. We're gonna go ahead and put the flaps up, landing lights off, and we'll get some speed up here. It goes about 310 knots, 320, that works too. We'll do 310 because we're gonna be up into the Mach speed here in about 10,000 to 20,000 feet or so. Once we get above flight level 180, I'll go ahead and turn off the seatbelt signs. Yes, I know. For once, the runway was empty on training server, and I missed it just by a little bit. I probably missed it by a couple feet, just a couple feet. Andrew says that I made them stop bringing the 747 there. Congratulations, fool! You're grade 2 now. Wait, wait. Were you something higher before, or were you something lower? Yes, Starly. I completely feel you. I completely feel you. This is what it's like, though, guys. Like, whenever they have those big events whenever they have those big events for, like, you know, Friday Night Flight and Turbulent Tuesdays and the different Infinite Flight events, this is what it's like. It's like a ton of aircraft and a lot of chaos. Where are we? Where am I? Oh, okay, we're here. So we still have a few aircraft ahead of us. Looks like some people are, oh, if I remember, a lot of these guys have a different flight plan. I remember I added this waypoint right here. And with a lot of these people's flight plans, they actually skipped that waypoint. So we're still going to fly that waypoint. So we're probably going to get caught by a lot of aircraft if they're using the old flight plan. But I'm going to be flying my route. And then we'll brief the approach when we look a little closer. We'll be flying another VOR approach into Grenada. Thank you for that, Aku Anu. Tayano Pratt, what's going on, man? Welcome aboard. Nice, Fui. So you were grade 1 and you made the grade 2. Well, congratulations on that promotion, my friend. That sucks. You needed 2 landings before your live ended, and it ended, and man. All right, Planes and Trains channel. I'll catch you next time. Thank you for joining us today. Alexis, I don't really know how to answer that question. Looks like we still have a few people trying to get out of Princess Juliana. Just a few stragglers back there. But other than that, all of us are back in the air and headed towards Grenada. And like I said, the Grenada approach is very, very similar. I mean, it's even the same runway number. It's runway 10, the same runway we landed in Princess Juliana. And it's also right on the beach. So that'll be very fun too. I'll be doing a full stop there, so should be a little better. All right, passing 22,000 feet. But I hope you guys are enjoying. I know it's been very crowded. I understand, but I hope you guys are enjoying our Caribbean tour, day 3. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the flights, the scenery, all that's been looking great so far. My next tour will be on the expert server. So that's again, I push you guys and tell you, do your best to get the grade 3, because once I get my experts, my grade 4 back, I won't be flying grade 3. I mean, I won't be flying training server anymore. So you want to get to grade 3 at least, so you can fly, if you want to join in my streams. But I'll probably, after this week, exclusively be flying expert server unless anything happens again. Alright guys, well, I'm going to be right back as we're climbing up to our cruising altitude. I'll be right back. I need to go to the restroom real quick. So just give me a second and I'll be right back. Enjoy the wing view. I'm actually going to put on some music for like 2 minutes.
Dreams on the phone, let it come
Check one. Going to fix in the future. Looks like we have someone else taking off down there. Leo. Okay. And we're still not getting... Okay, here it is. We do have audio. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, I'm back. What's going on, guys? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about our descent. Because we don't... I mean, it's not as far as it looks. And we're about 35 minutes out. But I want to make sure that we don't descend too late. Okay, so let's talk about the approach. So the approach, we're landing at runway 10 here. The weather is 80 at 5 knots. Pretty good visibility. We're landing at runway 10, and this is going to be one heck of an approach because there's going to be a ton of aircraft, a lot of traffic. So we want to be, based on the charts. Let me take a look. Maybe there's another one. Okay, we'll do the VOR approach, which what I'll do is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. This is probably gonna help me get separated from everyone else. I'm gonna fly to this VOR right here, the Maurice VOR, and I'm gonna make a right turn, basically like a right downwind for runway 10, all the way out here. And then we'll make another turn for our base and then our final back into runway 10. And so when we get to the VOR, we want to be at 4,000 feet above the airport before we make that right turn. And then on our final, we want to be at 2,200 feet. So basically, we just need to be at 4,000 when we get to the airport. Now this little leg right before the airport is 136 miles. We will be at 30,000 feet. We want to descend down to 4,000 feet. And I would like to descend at about an average of 280 knots. So we have 133 miles to do it. If we were to descend at that next waypoint, we would descend at about 1,300 feet per minute. Yeah, that'll work. We can do that. So we'll descend when we get to TFF, and we'll only be descending about 1,300 to 1,500 feet, and that'll get us to 4,000 by the time we get to the airport. So it'll be a pretty long, drawn-out descent. And we are now about 15 minutes from that waypoint, so we have plenty of time to get there, as everyone is kind of getting crowded behind us. Yeah, so we'll be more towards the back of the pack because everybody else is taking this other shorter route around. I went the long way. Alright, let's go ahead and move our Mach speed to about I think we can probably do 0.88. And again, guys, I'm not shooting for realism for this Mach speed for cruising on this flight. I'm shooting for time efficiency. Not fuel efficiency. Plenty of fuel on board anyways. We still have 2 hours of fuel. We could fly to Caracas if we wanted to on the same amount of fuel, which is way over here. That's where we'll be flying tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be flying from Grenada to Caracas right here and then to Jamaica. This will be a pretty long flight. So actually, if we have time today, we may continue to Caracas and then we'll just have a short flight tomorrow. So I don't know. We'll see what time we land in Grenada. If I have enough time, I might just do a touch and go and continue. But I think we're probably gonna need to end it because it's already. I think the stream is already almost about 2 hours. Yeah, we're about an hour and a half right now on the stream. We'll be there in about 30 minutes. So we'll be right at 2 hours when we land in Grenada. So 0.88, that works. Andrew, yes, time efficiency. The runway 28 heading is, hold on, I have the chart. Let's find out what the runway 28 heading is. It's 287? What does that say? Yeah, runway 28 heading is 287. That could be wrong now. Let me make sure. Let me look at the actual airport diagram. I'm looking at the approach chart, which it may be using a different number to get that number from. Actually, runway 28 heading is 284. And then the runway 10 heading is 104. 104 will be our final approach heading. And yeah, 28. I'm sorry, runway, wow. This airport literally has no taxiways. It has less taxiways than Princess Juliana. So if you land and if you land in time, if you only use half of the runway to land and get stopped, you'll be able to exit the runway right at the terminals. But if you use any more than half of the runway, you're gonna have to back taxi using runway 28 to taxi back to the terminal. So if possible, I would like to use the least amount of runway as possible so that I can not have to back taxi and I can just turn left to the terminal. Okay, chill out. I don't know what just happened. It just like glitched for a second. That island life, man. That island life. Look at it. This is a night. What is this? Where are we flying over right now? What is this place? Let's see. Where am I? See if I can find myself on live flight now. You guys are so funny. What's weird is on live flight, I don't see as many aircraft as I see on infinite flight. Is this me? I think this is me right here. Nope, that's not me either. Where the heck am I? Maybe I'm farther back. Yeah, I can't even find myself on live flight right now. Man, look at that. There's a lot of aircraft behind us. I just want to know what island this is that I'm at. Anyways, Guadalupe, thank you for that. Okay, now I can see everybody. A second ago, I couldn't see everybody. Guadalupe Island, cool. So what are these islands right here considered? Are these like the Virgin Islands, or what is this? So I thought we already passed the Virgin Islands and we passed Puerto Rico. Originally, when I was planning this flight, I wanted to fly the 747 Virgin Atlantic livery, but they don't have that on Infinite Flight. See if I can search myself. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems like the search feature on live flight doesn't seem to work on desktop. I don't know if it works on anything else, but it doesn't seem to work on desktop. Oh well. Dominica is in front of me. Is that what we just passed? Did I see that message too late? Or is that Dominica? What's funny is all that white is just clouds. It's like a lot of these islands are just impossible to... Look at that airport right there. A lot of these islands are just impossible to, like, get HD scenery because it's just always cloud cover over it. I had the same issue. I actually tried to create this area on X-Plane 11. I really like this area. I tried creating this area on S-Plane 11 with HD scenery, and I had the same issue. Nothing but freaking cloud cover. What are you doing, Malaysian 27? This is why you need a flight plan. Alright, so for you guys who have just joined us, and also for you guys who may have just joined us for the whole week, I'm going to give you a real quick look at what we've been doing. So this week we're doing a Caribbean tour, 5-day Caribbean tour. We started all the way up here, south of Miami, over here at Key West. That was our first flight of our day one, and we flew from Key West to the Bahamas over here. We landed at Nassau, Bahamas. Places I've been on a cruise to go there once, and then from Nassau, Bahamas, we flew over to MYSM, which is San Salvador, I believe was what it should be called. Yep, San Salvador International, an uncontrolled airport. That was a fun flight. That was our first Caribbean flight. We flew a -8 for that entire route. I think did we do a touch and go in Nassau? Did we? No, we actually landed. We did a full stop in Nassau, Bahamas, and then we took off on a different runway. And then we landed and stayed the night in San Salvador on day one. That was Monday. And then Tuesday we took off in San Salvador. And we flew down to Haiti, which was one of my favorite flights actually of this tour so far, because I just love the mountains out in the Haiti area. I've never been to Haiti. We flew over here to Mike Tango Papa Papa. That was a really good flight. And then from there we actually only did a touch and go. We were flying in the A320 for Spirit Airlines. We did a touch and go. And then we continued from there to the east over the Dominican Republic, and then down to Puerto Rico, San Juan, Puerto Rico actually. And it was pretty funny. We actually were 20,000 feet too high on our approach, and so we did like 2 go-arounds. ATC did help us a lot, vectoring us around the island to get us down to the speed we need to be. And even after that, we still had a very interesting approach for our final approach, but then we got it right in the end. But it was a good flight. And then so today we continued on day 3 of our Caribbean tour, and we're flying from San Juan to Princess Juliana, and a lot of you guys were here for that, so I don't need to explain how that worked out, but it was not too bad. We might have killed a few people who were like standing on the gate for photos, but other than that, it was pretty good. And now we are headed to our final stop of the day, possibly Grenada, all the way down here, which we're expecting to do a VOR approach, where we're going to go through the VOR, make a right downwind turn for runway 10, and then we'll approach our final approach for runway 10 from out here at about 2,200 feet. So expecting the same type of approach we had there in, as far as the airport layout is very similar to how Princess Juliana is. The only difference is there is no taxiway. There's only the runway and then one exit from the runway to the terminal, and it's right in the center of the runway. So expect to try to use the least amount of runway as possible in order to get to that terminal and not have to back taxi from runway 8. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing a full stop there. I think we're just going to continue tomorrow on with our next flight off to down here, which is Sierra Victor Mike Indigo right here. And then from there we'll be flying the longest leg of our Caribbean tour so far, which is going to take us all the way to Jamaica, Kingston, Jamaica, which I'm excited about. I've not flown there, and I know that somebody, one of the regular people who watch this stream, is from there also, so he's pretty excited about that too. Hopefully he can join us. So anyways, once we get to this next waypoint, we're going to go ahead and descend down to feet, which is where we want to be at the airport. Now we're going to be flying straight over the airport, basically perpendicular. We're going to cross the runway, fly over it, and then make a right turn for our right base, and that is what we're going to be doing. We want to be there at 4,000 feet. If we descend at about 1,300 feet to 1,500 feet, we should get there right in time. So I think it all should be good like that. So we're only 2 minutes away from that waypoint, so we'll just enjoy the view for now. Flying over all these mountains, not mountains, I mean to say flying over all these islands. IFMG, VOR. VOR, he's asking what is a VOR. Let me help you out. I want to get the actual definition because I know what a VOR is, but I want to give you the correct definition of what a VOR is. Alright, so this is what Google says. I know what a VOR is, but I want to give you the actual definition. So, VOR, other known as a VHF, omnidirectional range, VOR/DME refers to combined radio navigation station for aircraft, which consists of two radio beacons placed together. A VHF omnidirectional range, VOR, and distance measuring equipment, DME. Oh, that's what VOR means. I actually forgot what the letters VOR means. It's VHF, which is what the V is, omnidirectional, O, range, R. Okay, good to know. I just thought it was something else. But I know how to use it. VOR produces an angle between the station and receiver in the aircraft, while DME does the same range. Now, I can't really explain to you on Infinite Flight what a VOR does because Infinite Flight uses VORs, but in real life, you actually have to tune into a radio frequency in order to tune into the VOR, and you use a different type of navigation to use VORs. So I can't really completely go through and explain that, but basically VOR is just a navigational tool or navigational object. So a VOR is actually an actual like real life object, like it's actually on the ground, like with the actual radio signal and all that stuff. All right, let's go ahead and descend down to 4,000. I'll continue about the VOR as soon as I get my descent rate going. Alright, so we want to descend about 280 knots indicated. Not ground speed, but 280 knots indicated. Which I think I can go down by 0.76 or something like that to get that. And then altitude 4,000, we're going to descend at, we'll do 1,500. That should work, and that should get us down to 4,000 feet before we get to the airport, which will be in about 18 minutes. Yeah, that works. Actually, we can go a little faster. And we just need to pay attention to our altitude, because once we get to 10,000, we need to slow down. You know what's funny? I had a dream that I was speeding in Infinite Flight, and I got another violation. How bad is that? Santiago Zapata Ramirez, what's going on, my friend? Thank you, Andrew Cunningston. VHF means very high frequency. I knew no face reveal anytime soon. E-Monster, what's going on, man? This week we are doing the Caribbean tour. If you guys have any suggestions for future tours around certain parts, certain regions and things like that, definitely leave those in the chat. Don't leave it in the chat now because it will get lost. The best way to send that to me will be through through my Discord channel in the global flight section. You can leave your flight suggestions, your tour suggestions, things like that, because I am looking to do more tours in the future. This week we'll be touring. Next week we will not be touring. We'll be flying somewhere else. But in the future we'll be doing some more tours and things like that. So let me know what you think about the whole tour concept. If you like it, if you don't like it, your feedback is always welcome. But yeah, so basically, in short, and I may not be doing a good job explaining this, but a VOR, basically you just, what the heck, hold on. Basically, it's just like you use that for navigational data. For basically, so I don't know, I probably won't be able to see any VORs on the screen right now, but just like an infinite flight, how you would choose to fly from one VOR to the next VOR, you would do the exact same thing in a real-life aircraft. The is you would have to use your radios to fly the aircraft to those VORs, unless you're just using a GPS. If you're just flying with autopilot GPS or navigational or the equivalent to infinite flight navigation mode, you can fly like a Cessna 120 and just change the little radios to tune into like 108.9, which would be one VOR, and then like 113.6, which would be a different VOR, and that will fly your aircraft to the right direction and things like that. So that's a whole nother tutorial, but that tutorial is not really relevant for infinite flight. It only really works for P3D, X-plane, FSX, things where you can actually control things in the cockpit. Now, I don't know if we can even see that stuff in this cockpit. Let me see if I can find that. I don't think I'll be able to find that in this aircraft. Yeah, so like down here on the bottom of your screen, this is where all your radio stuff is and your FMS. That's where you would tune in to different, you'll put your squawk codes down there, you'll put your, wish I could actually look down there, I can't. You put your squawk codes down there, you'll put your ILS frequency in there, towards the bottom. All that stuff, but yeah, you won't be able to really, you'd probably be able to see a lot better if we were flying like a Cirrus, or the Cessna 208, or maybe even the Cessna 172. Yes, sir. The Discord link is in the description of this video. If you want to join the community, or if you want to just leave in some suggestions, feedback, whatever. Whatever. Yes, Alexis, if there's no space, give them a go around. Seriously. We need Tower to be very firm with everyone. Like, you can't just be like, oh, these guys are flying together. No. Nobody's flying together. You could also, Tower has the ability to, like, say extend downwind, go around numbers 8, or cancel landing clearance, stuff like that. You can say all those things to make sure the aircraft are in the right place. It looks like we have a few people taking off in Grenada and coming to join us. So let's do one more count. Cause I think we might have, I think a few people kind of got off after we landed in Princess Juliana. We had about 33, 32, 31. So let's see. He's going somewhere else. I don't know who this is. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, so we lost about 10 aircraft. So we still have about 22 aircraft on the way into Grenada. So it's a busy airport right now. Is like nobody there. That's the calm before the storm. It's about to get nuts again. Yeah, Andrew, I noticed. Mediterranean tour. Where is that? Around the world tour is definitely an idea. So I know there's actually a few people, and for some of you who've been here a while, you know that I like to do the opposite of what other people are doing. Because I just, even if it's an idea that I have, if somebody else is doing it, I purposefully do not do it, because I don't want to, like, I don't want this situation to come up like, oh, you got that idea for me, when, like, I thought of it myself, I just hadn't done it yet. But I don't know. So there's a lot of people doing world tours right now, or at least a few that I know of. So I'm gonna hold off on doing a world tour for a little while, because this one thing is I want to figure out what aircraft should I do the world tour in. I don't really want to. If I do a world tour, I kind of want to stick to one aircraft when we do it. Australian tour, that's definitely an option. I'm thinking about doing one. That's probably going to be our next tour. Maybe is the Australian tour, because I was kind of like ducking between doing Australian tour or doing a Caribbean tour for the first tour, but I decided to do a Caribbean tour. So Australian is definitely one tour I'll be doing for sure. I just don't know when. I don't want to be doing like a tour every week, because I just don't want to have to commit to do a complete tour every week. You know, some tours may last 2 weeks, if they're long. So, like, if I do a world tour, that'll probably be a long one right there. I don't know how long it's gonna take us to do a world tour. A Hawaii tour, you know, that wouldn't be bad. Like, cause Hawaii is really small, but we could do like a VFR, like a Hawaiian VFR tour, which would actually make it worth it. Because if we just did, I mean, cause you could fly the whole freaking Hawaii in one day, or less. African tour is a good idea too. Middle Eastern tour is a very good idea. All these are good ideas. All these are good ideas. He says it's gonna take 1 month to do to do a world tour. Probably. If I do a world tour, I'll probably make a really big deal about it and get some sponsors on board and stuff like that. Make it worthwhile. I mean, I've flown to Europe, but I haven't done like an official tour of Europe. So.
Blue 116, you're in an active airspace.
All right, we're still too far to be contacting tower.
Tower on 118.05.
We're not even flying through that airport, so there's no reason for him to ask for us to be tower. So we're gonna ignore that.
On 118.05. Blue 116.
North to South Pole.
Please contact Cano and Jetport Tower on 118.05.
Now, Starley. Starley, so you say 777-200 would be the best aircraft to do a world tour. I think that's a good idea, but I think it's too easy. I want it to be challenging. Like, today's flight was a little challenging landing at, it wasn't that hard, honestly, but it was a little challenging landing at Princess Juliana, and the second landing's gonna be kind of challenging too. Let's go ahead and work on our speed. We're gonna bring our speed back to 240, maybe 235. Be safe. Spoilers out. See if we have 6,000 feet, so we get to 10. So let's see if we can get our speed back. But I want it to be challenging. I kind of want to have some type of challenging element to each tour. You know what I'm saying? So Cessna 172 is a very good idea for a world tour. That's something that's actually been not okay. Cessna 172 hasn't been done, I don't think, in real life, but a GA aircraft has been done by somebody in real life. Finding Santa tour. We'll probably have to figure something out, because we do have Christmas coming up, we have Thanksgiving coming up, so maybe doing some things that kind of relate to the holidays coming up pretty soon will be pretty fun, like a Santa tour, maybe flying to the North Pole, finding Santa. That'd be really fun. Like, I want to do something that's probably going to challenge fuel mileage, challenge landing, all kind of stuff. What's going on, damn Jans KZ? Alaska wouldn't be a bad idea too. The only issue is that we flew from Juneau, Alaska to Anchorage, and Anchorage is all flat. Like, there's HD scenery, but there's no actual mountains. So I'm not really happy how Anchorage looks, and that's one of the that's one of the big parts of Alaska, and so I don't think Alaska is ready for a tour yet. Africa tour is a good idea. The only issue is that Africa, you know, it doesn't have scenery for the whole continent of Africa. IFMG says Santa World Tour dumping fuel on houses instead of presents. That's pretty funny. Thank you, MD Cheyenne. Appreciate that. Boeing 717 says Hannibal. Santiago, I will not be flying to Amsterdam today. I don't think. I know it'll take 10 years to do it. I wonder how long that would actually take. We got a F-22 escorting us right ahead of us. I wonder how long that would actually take to do a world tour in this Cessna 172 with the fuel mileage of that thing. You can only make, you'd probably have to stop and get fuel every 2 to 3 hours in a Cessna 172. So you would have to find a way around the whole world where you can make it that far on fuel. Oh, I like that European dangerous airports tour. Man, you guys are giving me a lot of good ideas. Please go to Discord right now. All you guys, go to my Discord channel right now and add all these ideas to my global flight plans thing. Just type in European dangerous airport tour or whatever, so that I can have that. Because in this chat, it's gonna get lost. We're never gonna see these chats again. Oh, Santiago, you live in Amsterdam. Cool. Let's see. We're about to pass 10,000 feet. We're good on speed. One thing that I have not done today, and that's because the flight hasn't really been long enough. As you guys know, whenever we get to an hour from our destination, I always do shout outs and stuff like that. So I still want to do that today in today's stream. But I think, let's see, how much time do we have left? We can probably do it now. Let's go ahead and do that now, because I don't want to do it on the ground. I'm going to try to get out of here pretty quickly when we get on the ground. So go ahead in the chat right now and shout out where you were watching from, and you know, with the emoji face, so I'll give you guys a shout out. Sean NG from Ireland. Sean NG is from Singapore. Welcome, my friend. I wish they had some really good scenery out there in Singapore. It's pretty too bad they don't. Starly, as usual, from Austria. We've already flown there. Beautiful Austria. I love that flight. Credo Eve from Germany. Andrew Cunningham watching from Port Moore, Jamaica. We're headed to Jamaica tomorrow, so definitely stick around for that, my friend. GHHDJD. I don't know how to say your name. So watching from Dublin. Leo Lyon watching from England. Matthias is watching from Ireland also. Hannibal Navis is watching from ATL, Georgia. I love it. Sidhart 905. Cheers from India. Santiago is watching from Holland. I love Holland. I've been there. Damn Jans is watching from Serbia. Matt Lodge is watching from Dubai. We flew there a couple weeks ago. C-Fi. I am from Germany. Fui Lillian from Singapore. Matthias Tasakulo, however you say it, from Dublin. Alexis is from around the world. Captain Wumbaba. Actually, you're not from around the world. You're telling me to fly around the world. Captain Wumbaba from Berlin / Germany. Don't know how that works, but cool. Ilan Sweden, Stockholm. Another Dubai from Indy, Cheyenne. Nick Gaming is from Greece. Zachary Williams is about to land somewhere. Frelix, Vienna, Austria. Man, I love Vienna. Oh, Vienna. Alexis from Norway. Frelix is watching from Dussel. I don't know how to say whatever you just said. Hadi is watching from Malaysia. Cool. Glad to have all you guys here. Welcome aboard. It's always good to have you guys joining in the streams. And also thank you to all you guys who are not watching the stream right now, but you're watching the replay of it. Thank you for watching this video. You guys are just as amazing. So we're about to land here in Grenada in just about probably about 16 to 20 minutes or so. We're doing pretty good on our indicated speed. We're only 3,000 feet away from 4,000 feet, which is where we're headed. So I'm going to go ahead and bring our vertical speed back because we're actually way early. We have 10 minutes before we get to our next waypoint, and we only have 2,000 feet to go. So I'm going to bring that back to like 500 or something like that. 400, that works. We'll keep our speeds going at about 240 knots just to keep getting to get there a little bit sooner. Actually, let's do 242. I don't want to get too close to 250 because I'm just paranoid. I'm paranoid. That's what it is. But let's take a look real quick at the winds in Grenada as we get closer to see if anything has changed. Winds are still in favor of 10. Winds are 120 at 10 knots. Yeah, that's not bad. 21 statute miles of visibility. We do have tower and ground online. So guys, please be respectful to what tower and ground request you to do. We may or may not get an approach controller in before we get there. I'm not sure, but we shall see. And guys, as you know, this is a very small airport and we're flying pretty big aircraft. So don't land on top of each other. If you're really close to somebody, just go ahead and do a 360. Try to find a gap in traffic, which is what I'm going to do again. I just don't want anybody landing on top of me, and I don't want to land on top of anyone else. All right, Zachary Williams is on final. Matthias, I don't really enjoy flying. I don't mind flying at night. Just not really on the streams. It's just not really much to look at. I actually do enjoy sunset flights. Oh wow, look how close you are. Man, we have all these jets around us like bumblebees. Hey, we're protective. As long as, hey, all I'm saying, guys, when you fly with Blue Games, when you fly Blu Arrow Global, you always have protection. Yes, if you're going to be approach controller also, just to put that out there, please know what you're doing. Because too many aircraft for somebody to just jump in and they don't really know what they're doing. And yeah, I would like them to upgrade the landing lights and taxi lights and all those lights on the aircraft. Because right now, it'd be so helpful if they had taxi lights that actually lit up the runway, so you could see at night. That's one of the reasons that it's just not that enjoyable flying at night, because depending on what airport you're in, it's very hard to see where you're taxiing. KLM 747 headed for Grenada, and that's Grenada right ahead of us. Yes, it is true. Flying Dev Studios is working on tire smoke. They tweeted about it a few days ago. They said they're working on it, so there's really no way to know when it's gonna actually happen. To be honest, I mean, there's no way. I mean, when they said they were working on Global, that was like 2 years until they finally released it. You know, so it could be a long time till tire smoke comes out. But we do know that they are at least working on it. Apparently, they worked on it a while back and they ran into some issues and it wasn't working out back then, but they're giving it another try. So I'm just hoping, I mean, because tire smoke can get really lame really easy. You know, like you could just put a huge puff of smoke, but that's not realistic. I mean, if you think about it, do you see tire smoke on every single landing in real life? No, you don't. It depends on how they land. It depends on a few different things. So I'm curious of how they're going to incorporate tire smoke. Personally, I think that they should work on clouds first, because I feel like it'd probably be somewhere in the same realm of how you set that up. I'm not completely sure, but I would assume that tire smoke is like a cloud. It's like a tiny puff of cloud that happens when your wheels touch the ground. So I assume that if they're working on tire smoke, they're probably also working on clouds. I went to my landing lights on because we've been below 10,000 for a while. Hakai Hadi, X-Plane has buildings. Why does Infinite Flight not have buildings? Because X-Plane has been around for longer. Yes, guys, we're getting really close already. Please start now creating separation between yourself and people around you. As far as separation right here, like all these guys in this first little group, they look good. They all look good. They'll probably be pretty fine. Only thing I would do, I would tell this person to extend his downwind. I would tell Captain Mumbaba to go a little farther out. I would tell this person to go even farther out than that, and this person to go out even farther out than that. So we have a few F-16s and stuff around us, which I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about the jets when it comes to landing, because they're escorting, and they usually come back and land later. But as far as like Malaysian 27, these two guys who are like on top of each other, KEYW-MYNN Super. Okay, Grenada approach is online. Go ahead and start creating separation. Speaking of separation, I'm going to go ahead and slow down. Let's see. We have an aircraft ahead of us, and he's going 272 knots, which is just a slightly faster than we are. Go ahead and contact Grenada approach, see what they want to do. We'll check in with them.
Lima 17. Expect vectors for the GPS approach runway 10 at Grenada.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and slow down just a tiny bit. We're already about matching the speed of the guy ahead of us, but I'm going to go just a little bit slower. About 230 knots for now. Once we get to the airport, I'll slow down a lot more. And we'll go ahead and request approach for Grenada, runway 10. Now, this is the way this is going to work. If he doesn't actually give us vectors, I'm going to keep flying my flight plan the way that I planned out my approach. But okay, yeah, he's already given us vectors, so we'll go ahead and turn off nav mode, turn to the right, heading 230, and we'll see how approach leads us into the runway for separation. So hopefully we'll see.
Blue 117, expect vectors to Grenada. Blue 116 is 14 nautical miles north of Grenada at 4,000 feet. Requesting GPS approach runway 10 at Grenada. Grenada approach. November.
And yeah, ATC, there is mountains, so be careful with people's altitudes and stuff around these mountains. You don't want them. There's I think, if I am correct, I flew to this airport once on X-plane, and there is a mountain. There's not. I don't think there's any mountains before the runway, but there's a mountain to the right, to the left, of runway 10 somewhere. It's not really a mountain. It's like more just a hill, like high elevation. So yeah. But other than that, we should have to worry about any mountains, because most of our approach is going to lead us out to the ocean.
Northwest of Kiritako at 8,900 feet. Requesting GPS approach runway 10 at Grenada.
Yeah, there's so many things that could be added to Infinite Flight.
Grenada at 4,000 feet. Requesting flight following to Grenada. Bravo
we'll see. Let's see what he's saying now. Acknowledge.
7 nautical miles north of Grenada at 4,000 feet. Requesting radar vectors to Grenada. Alpha, Roger.
So a few tips, and one day I may have to do an actual ATC session when I get on and just be ATC. The thing I kind of want to do a flight, or maybe I'll just make a video. I might just make a video of me being ATC somewhere and kind of showing you guys how to be approached, how to be tower, things like that. Like the correct. He's pointing me right now. Let's take a look at the map. He's vectoring me in this direction.
Sierra Tango Alpha
I'm hoping he turns me again for like a left downwind or something. Cause look, we still have a ton of aircraft around us. I mean, we have aircraft that are also in range. We have SID 905 and we have Hakahadi, who are both going to be a problem with our approach if we were all to land at the same time. So what it looks like is that approach actually gave us all the same vectors, because we're all flying in the exact same direction. And right now we're flying kind of in the way of the approach for other people. So I don't know what he's going to do. I'm going to follow along and see what happens, but that's going to be our airport right there for our left wing. No taxiway, there's just that one exit from the runway. So I need to land before I get there, or I'm going to have to back taxi. It looks like we have Transovient 747s going around. So we'll see. Right now we're just flying. I mean, basically we just did something very dangerous. What the heck? Are you serious? Are you serious?
November 5,
So approach is offline. They gave us a vector to 230 and then just left. That's not okay. So yeah, we'll get on tower now. That's really annoying.
Sierra Tango Alpha Romeo Lima Echo Yankee make a left 360.
All right, let's take a look at the situation.
Grenada Tower.
All right, so
Hotel Mike is 10 nautical miles
we still have a lot of aircraft around us. Who is this under us?
Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 10.
Hannibal Navies. So I'm just gonna turn
Enter left base
right downwind.
Grenada Tower. Kilo Lima
And just try to get separated from these other guys.
Miles to the north at 4,800 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 10. Enter left base runway 10.
It's probably true. This probably is the busiest day Grenada has had in the history of infinite flight, at least.
Hotel Mike. Enter left base runway 10.
Or maybe, I don't know. Well, Grenada is new. Grenada wasn't in the original infinite flight, so yeah, it definitely is. Gotta be the busiest. About what, 30 or so aircraft flying in here. So I'm just waiting for the rest of these guys to turn their finals or their
nautical miles to the west at 4,000 feet. Inbound for landing.
We still have Sid following us.
Turning base.
And there should be another aircraft. Okay, there he is. Alright, so we'll go ahead and turn to like 280 or so. That should get us like on a right base kind of thing for runway 10. I'll go ahead and let them know we are on a right downwind for runway 10. Full stop.
Yankee Juliet. You're in an active airspace. Please
and we'll go ahead and start descending down to 2,000.
Kilo Lima Mike
2,200.
Go around. Make right.
We'll slow down about 210.
Number 4. Behind the traffic on final. Kilo Lima Mike 81. November 860 Yankee Juliet. You're in an active airspace. Please contact.
So keep an eye on the TCAS because there's a lot of aircraft flying around trying to. Some of them are trying to separate themselves. Some of them are not. Wow, look how busy the airport is at Grenada.
Blue 116. Roger. Grenada Tower. Bravo Uniform Lima Lima 17.
Looks like the tower is also giving people go arounds and right 360s, which is good too. So let's go and start putting some flaps down. We'll put about 5.
Right downwind runway 10. Bravo Uniform Lima Lima 17. Make a left 360.
Flying pretty far out from the airport because this is a lot of aircraft landing, and I want to have the runway to myself.
Nautical miles to the west at 3,400 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 10.
I feel like at least VATSIM has had to have an event or something in the past. I mean, I haven't been to one, but I just assume that Grenada has had an event at some point. Because Grenada is a very nice airport. I mean, there's even X-Plane has some really good scenery for Grenada. There's some free scenery for X-Plane for Grenada, and so I don't know. I would just assume that Grenada has had at least an event or something going on, but maybe not. Maybe this is history. Maybe we're making history. It'd be cool if we're making history. The busiest flight in the history of flight sims ever to be going into Grenada. Or busiest approach, or busiest whatever. Alright, so I think we should be okay to go ahead and make our right base turn. We have a pretty good amount of separation between our little group. Right now we're basically flight of 4. Our group and the rest of the aircraft. So we'll go ahead and turn our right base now.
2002 is 17 nautical miles to the north at 4,000 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 10. Bravo Uniform Lima Lima 17 is on right downwind runway 10. Grenada Tower. November 548 Hotel Mike is 7.
Oh no, somebody crashed at the end of the runway. It's gonna happen. This is a challenging approach for some people. It can definitely be a challenging approach because it's just like Princess Juliana. It's not that much runway. We are landing 747s. Pretty big aircraft. Even a jet would be challenging here. This turn, I'm gonna go ahead and announce that we're on base. Right base, runway 10. Full stop.
Mike 252 Super. Transovit 705. Number 1. Runway 10. Cleared to land. Grenada Tower. Golf Charlie Papa Echo November. Ready for takeoff at runway 28.
Alright, we'll turn our spoilers to armed.
November 548
we're going down to 2,000 feet. Let's go ahead and get there a little bit quicker.
Right downwind runway 10. November 548.
I think we're good. We probably can just, that's fine. We'll just 500 feet per minute. We still have our trim set to 15, which will leave. The weather is a little, it's kind of close to how it was in Princess Juliana. It's similar. It's not exactly the same, but it's similar. I'm going to calibrate, get ready to put the baby on the ground.
November, Blue 116, Roger. Kilo Lima Mike 81, number 2, runway 10, clear to land. Number 2, clear to land.
I'm going to go to my
Lima Mike 81, Kilo Lima Mike
map.
81,
I'm going to set,
turn base. November 548
activate that leg.
Number 3, runway 10,
I think that's the right one I want.
Grenada Tower.
Yeah, it is.
Kilo Lima Mike 252
what did they just say?
Super is 10 nautical
I just said
miles
Roger.
to the west at 2,100 feet. Inbound for landing. Number 3, clear to land.
Alright, turning to 9 or
Runway
5.
10, November 548 Hotel Mike. November 548
Actually, probably 104.
Hotel Mike.
Probably be
Number
where we want to
3,
be at.
traffic to
Let's see,
Super.
who is he talking
Enter
about?
straight in runway 10.
There's a lot of people right
Enter
downwind.
straight in runway 10.
Alright, I'm going to maintain slow as practical because we have a lot of aircraft turning in.
When able, turn left
And I don't want to run anybody over. Again, I want to maintain my own separation.
On final. Wilco, Transovit 705, Blue 116, number 4, runway 10, clear to land. Blue 116, number
Let's see if we
4,
can make 190
traffic to
knots
follow is on
work.
Right downwind. November 302 Sierra Foxtrot, you're in an active airspace. Please contact Grenada Tower.
Where's this thing taking me? Let's turn
118.9.
off nav mode. I'm trying to fly to this next waypoint right here.
Please contact Grenada Tower on 118.9er. Grenada Tower, Kilo Charlie Juliet 20.
It's going to be a little tough,
requesting
but
runway
I think we can make this
10.
work.
Kilo Charlie Juliet 20.
We are 19 nautical miles now
Runway 10.
away.
Clear to land.
I'm not sure why you want me to contact Approach. Approach is not going to do anything for me. He left me hanging last time. I'm staying on tower.
Number 5, behind the traffic on final. Kilo Charlie Juliet 20.
I'm going to say unable.
Kilo Lima Mike 81.
Is that a thing I can say?
Runway 10, clear to land. Number 1, clear to land. Runway 10.
No, I can't say anything.
Kilo Lima Mike 81. November
Alright, I feel like I can't
548
see anything but
Hotel
water.
Mike. Number 2.
Alright, we're at
10,
2,200 and
clear
that
to
is...
land. Number 2, clear to land. Runway
And there,
10.
where is it?
November
There
548
is our...
Hotel Mike.
Alright, so we have KCJ-2002 and 787. He's only 6 miles ahead of us. And we have another 747 Super. He's 10 miles ahead of us. I don't know where what direction he's flying.
Left 360 for spacing. Making a left 360. November 302 Sierra.
Yes, we have one plane on turning a final ahead of us. He's going about 163 knots. He's going pretty slow, so we could slow down more too.
Kilo Lima Mike 999 is 14
Add some more flaps.
miles to the northwest at 2,700 feet.
And hope this thing does not stall on us, because we are way too low to stall.
Going around. November 302 Sierra Foxtrot. Kilo Lima Mike 999. Enter left downwind runway 10. Enter left downwind runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 9 Echo November is
I see Andrews low. Who is that? Is that a jet or is that a...
feet.
I guess a jet.
0. Golf Charlie Papa Echo November. Go around. Make right traffic runway 10.
Alright, we can start turning.
November
Land lights are on.
302 Sierra Foxtrot. Thank you. You're welcome. November 302 Sierra Foxtrot. Kilo Charlie Juliet 2002. Number 4.
Oh, that's too much. Too much.
Clear to land.
Alright, I'll probably have to fly this by... I'm have to fly this visually the rest of the way. I can't see the runway though. All I know is it's right ahead of me somewhere. I think I see. Is that it right there? I can't see the runway.
Kilo Lima Mike 252 Super. Enter right downwind runway 10. November 548 Hotel.
So I don't want to switch to
Roger.
autopilot
Make right
off until I can see the
runway
runway.
10. Roger. November 548 Hotel Mike.
Alright, it looks like as far as separation, we are pretty
Kilo
good.
Lima Mike 81. Back taxi runway 10.
Don't know about the separation behind us, but separation ahead of us is good. Can't really control what the separation behind us is too much. I'm just going to keep zooming in until I can see that airport. There it is. I can now see the runway. Barely.
548 Hotel Mike. Enter
I'm
right
going to turn this off because it's distracting.
Enter right
We'll calibrate our screen again.
10.
We're at now
November
number 2.
548
Traffic
Hotel
follows
Mike.
on final. We acknowledge that.
16. Number
We'll put the
2.
gear down.
Traffic to follow is on final.
Lights are on.
Number
Strobe
2.
lights are on.
Behind the traffic on
Spoilers are
final.
armed.
Blue 116. Speed
We'll set the flaps to 20.
578, make a left 360 for spacing. Alpha make
Ground
a
speed is
left 360 for
169.
spacing.
We're a bit to the
Alpha,
left.
requesting departure to the north. Alpha, departure
We'll calibrate
to the
again. We'll
north
go ahead and
is
take
approved.
control of the heading, so we can get a little bit better lined up with the runway. I don't want to wait till the last minute to get this thing lined up.
Speedbird 578, requesting departure to the north. Speedbird 578, departure to the north is approved.
And basically what I'm looking
Thank
at
you.
is the
Good day.
localizer down here in the
Kilo
center of our
Lima
screen, a
Mike
little
81.
green
Sierra
line.
2512
As it's getting closer and closer to that center line, that's going to tell me when I am perfectly heading the right direction. And then once that gets close enough, and also once that glide slope, oh, too much. Just do at 150, 152 works. We'll go ahead and turn off the altitude also, and we'll fly it in the rest of the way. We have 13 knots of wind ahead of us. And there it is. Let's wait for that nose to come down.
Full stop. Grenada Tower. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee.
Turn off altitude. Alright, plane is ours.
Blue 117. Roger. Blue 117 is on right downwind runway 10. Full stop.
And we do have a slight crosswind, but it shouldn't be too bad. There is the runway there.
Full stop. 25 Echo
I'm going to go to full flaps. Flaps 30.
Grenada Tower.
I don't know what separation is behind us anymore because I can't see. I don't have my map up anymore. I turned my map up. My map off because it was distracting.
Enter right downwind runway 10. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee. Grenada Tower. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee is 5 nautical miles to the east at 2,400
And we're a little bit to the right of the runway, so you get a little bit better aligned.
Enter straight in runway 10. 25 Echo X-ray
There's not much
Yankee.
room for error again, just like Princess Juliana. If we go out too much to the right, we're going to basically fall off of the island.
Transition approved at 3,000.
And again, we want to be able to stop halfway.
Make a left 360 for spacing.
Let's go 140.
Blue 116. Maintain slowest practical speed.
1,000.
Still off to the right.
Maintain slowest practical speed. Blue 116.
Alright, a little low right now.
Lima Mike 999. Number 2. Runway 10. Clear to land.
And again, I'm trying to keep that little circle
Clear to land.
that you see. It's on the runway right now. I'm trying to keep that circle right at the center. It looks like the other aircraft just touched down.
Number 3. Runway 10.
He should be out of the way by the time we get there.
Number 3. Clear to land. Runway 10.
Now take notes, guys. When you saw how I was trying to separate myself, this is what you need to do. No matter what server you're on, training server, expert, doesn't matter. This is how you need to be separating yourself.
Clear to land. Runway 10.
When we land, he should be off of the runway.
Hotel Mike. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee is on right downwind runway 10. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee. Number 5.
Alright, we're gonna be going in for a full stop. We would not be doing touch and go.
Blue 117. Number 6. Runway 10. Clear to land. Number 5.
Alright, turn off that speed.
Clear to land. Runway 10. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee.
100.
Blue 117.
A little bit of rudder. Are we gonna be short again? There's a stall.
Downwind.
I think we were a little
6.
short again.
Behind the traffic on right
I should have left it at
downwind.
140. Is what I should have did.
Kilo Charlie Juliet
I should have left it at 140 knots instead of going down to 130. Which is the same issue that we had last flight. And we didn't use very much runway though. Welcome to Grenada.
Blue 116. When able, turn left. Contact
Use the
ground
brakes.
on the taxiway. Wilco. Blue 116.
Get it below 35 knots, so when we get off the taxiway, we should be fine. Oh, hello, Virgin Atlantic.
Grenada Tower.
That is not the whole short line.
Is 11 nautical miles to the south at 3,000 feet. Requesting transition.
And I don't see the next airplane. I think he gave him go around right now. I'm waiting for him to get out of the way.
Grenada Tower, November 302 Sierra Foxtrot is 8 nautical miles to the west at 1,700 feet. Inbound for landing.
Why aren't you going?
Requesting runway 10. Transition approved at 3,500. 25 Echo X-ray Yankee. Going around, November 302
All right, we made it.
Foxtrot. November 302 Sierra.
It's still short again.
Number 3,
I definitely can learn from that approach though. I don't know where we're gonna park. There's probably no parking.
Runway 10, November 302 Sierra Foxtrot.
Alright, we need to contact ground.
302 Sierra Foxtrot, make a right 360 for spacing. Making a right 360.
I don't know where we are going to park. It looks like all the spots are taken. There's not very many. This is a tiny airport.
Blue 116.
There's a spot there. Oh, I don't know. The aircraft keep popping up and going away, so I can't tell if it's the actual spot. Come on, aircraft. Don't keep popping up. Stay there. So I can see where I should park. Just look on the map. That'll help. Alright, well, it looks like all the spots are taken. I see a gap like right here on the end, but I'm not sure if that's really a gap. Let's go off to the left. I might just have to park on the side. No, I'm just going to park over here on the right. Yeah, I basically did the exact same thing that I did at Princess Juliana, and that was I touched down right on the dirt right before the runway, so I was just a tiny bit short. Whatever, we're gonna park here. There's not really anything else we can do except park in the grass. I don't want to park in the grass.
Grenada ground.
All right, welcome to Grenada again. Thank you guys again for flying with us on Caribbean Tour Day 3.
Kilo Lima Mike 999.
Seatbelt signs off, engines. All 4 of those babies are going off. Tomorrow, don't worry, we will not be flying another heavy.
Taxiing to parking.
We'll be probably flying the 737 for Caribbean Airlines tomorrow. All right, spoken sounds off. Everything is off. Thank you guys again for flying with us. And thank you, freaking whoever you are who spawned on me. But hey, not really anything you can do about that here. It's just too many aircraft, not enough spots. But yeah, that was fun. That was a fun little flight. 2 very similar approaches.
Kilo Lima Mike 81. Ready to
I really liked it though.
10.
I was kind of nervous about the Princess Juliana one, but after I did that one, I wasn't so much nervous about this one.
Taxi to runway 10.
But it was still a bit challenging. Just a bit.
Kilo Lima Mike 81.
No, Starly will not be expert tomorrow. I am stuck on training server for the whole week. So I apologize for the people who can make it to training server, but I can't. It's my fault. But alright guys, thank you guys again for flying with Blu Arrow Global. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll be continuing on to Jamaica tomorrow for day 4. And then on day 5, we'll be back in Key West to end our Caribbean tours. Thank you guys who've been flying. Some of you guys have been flying from day 1. Some of you guys just started today. But however, you both appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully, you may see me get on here and there doing a few test streams. I'm going to be trying to do those in private, but I may be jumping on Twitch here and there, doing some test streams, trying to test out some new equipment and new software with streaming and stuff like that. So thank you guys again for flying with us. It's always fun. Today was a really good flight, very good views. I got a few screenshots. I was more focused on living than anything else. But I can't believe I did touch and go at Princess Juliana, but it worked out. And look at you taxiing on the grass. All right. Well, on that note, you got 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all you got. Peace, love, and God bless you. What can you do to inspire somebody today? What can you do to bring positivity to somebody's life today? It's my challenge for you today. Is after you leave the stream, whether you're going to work, going to school, going to sleep, whatever it may be, if it's the end of the day or the beginning of your day, think about what you can do in the next 24 hours that can add value to somebody's life, something that can help somebody out, or something that can kind of, because people have such terrible days all the time and things like that. It's just, you never know what we're going through. So it's always good to give them a little positivity in their life, because you could be the only positive example in their life at all, because you know how it is. Some people are just surrounded by so much negativity and negative people. So be positive and see what you can do to add value to somebody's life in the next 24 hours. Catch you guys tomorrow at 1300 Zulu. I may start earlier if I can. 12:30 Zulu will be the earliest we'll get started. But I'll be here at the same time tomorrow. Headed to Jamaica. I'll catch you guys next time. We'll jam out to some music now.
Grenada ground, Blue 116, ready to taxi. Grenada Unicum, Ethiopian 81, taxiing to runway 10. Grenada Unicum, 25 Echo X-Ray Yankee is on final, runway 10. Grenada Unicum, Malaysian 27 Heavy, taxiing to runway 10. Grenada Unicum, Blue 115, taxiing to runway 10. Grenada Unicum, Blue 116 is taking off runway 10, remaining in the pattern. Grenada Unicum, Kilo Lima Mike 2095 is taking off runway 10, remaining in the pattern. Grenada Unicum, Malaysian 27 Heavy is taking off runway 10, departing straight out. Grenada Unicum, Ethiopian 81 is taking off runway 10, departing straight out. Grenada Unicum, November 706 Mike India, taxiing to runway 10. Grenada Unicum, Lima Zulu 006 is 7 nautical miles to the east at 7,800 feet, inbound for landing, will make left traffic for runway 28. November 548 Hotel Mike, is on final runway 10.
no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star.
Hold short of runway 10. November 860 Yankee Juliet. Request frequency change. Blue 116. Roger. Holding short runway 10. Kilo Charlie Juliet 2002. Wilco. November 706 Mike India. Blue 116. Go around. Make light traffic runway 10. Going around. Blue 116. Grenada Tower. Lima Zulu 006 is 6 nautical miles to the east at 4,600 feet. Inbound for landing. Requesting runway 28. November 860
I
Yankee
said I'm
Juliet.
moving too far.
Short of runway 10. Kilo Charlie Juliet 2002. Runway 10. Cleared for immediate takeoff. Make light traffic. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10. Kilo Charlie Juliet 2002.
You're looking at a shooting star. Got more than a couple of people going mad. I swear they're rooting hard. Tell them I be big in the game like she went and got them breast implants. I said I'm moving too fast. Didn't even get a glance. I'm ready to eat up track like I'm seated in a restaurant. If you have swag like mine, you know it's best to flaunt. We on, hating because you want. Shining like it's neon. Rock like Kings of Leon. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave. Shooting stars across the galaxy. I stand out, so don't be mad at me. Infiltrate, I'm with my strategy. When I turn up, then I just have to leave.
Grenada Tower. Malaysia 27 Heavy is 3 nautical miles to the west of 3,900 feet. Inbound for landing. Kilo Lima 2095 make a left 360 for station. Grenada Tower. November 706 Mike India. Ready for takeoff at runway 10. Remaining in the tower. Making a left 360. Kilo Lima 2095. November 706 Mike India. Hold short of runway 10. Malaysian 27 Heavy, runway 10. Cleared for immediate takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10. Malaysian 27 Heavy. Blue 116 is on right base runway 10. Full stop. Blue 116. Roger. Blue 116. Roger. You're welcome. Malaysian 27 Heavy. November
I said I'm moving too
145
far.
Charlie Papa. Hold short of runway 10. Holding short runway 10. November 145 Charlie Papa. Kilo Lima 5150. Hold short of runway 10. November 145 Charlie Papa. Hold short of runway 10. Grenada Tower. Malaysian 27 Heavy is 6 nautical miles to the west at 3,200 feet. Inbound for landing. Holding short runway 10. November 145 Charlie Papa. Malaysian 27 Heavy. Enter left downwind runway 10. Blue 116 is on final runway 10. Full stop. Enter left downwind runway 10. Malaysian 27 Heavy. November 145 Charlie Papa. Runway 10. Cleared for takeoff. November 145 Charlie Papa. Runway 10. Cleared for takeoff. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 10. November 145 Charlie Papa. Air Force 22. Turn around. Make right traffic runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 2095 is on final runway 10. Blue 116. Roger. Blue 116. Roger. Kilo Lima Mike 2095. Go around. Make right traffic runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 2095. Roger. Blue 116. You're in inactive airspace. Please contact Blue Auto approach on 119.4. Kilo Lima Mike 5150. Hold short of runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 2095. Go around. Make left traffic runway 10. Kilo Lima Mike 2095. Roger. Malaysian 37 Heavy. Go around. Make right traffic runway 100.
Frag out!
Air Force 22. Go around. Make right traffic 0. Clear to land.